It has been an extremely long day on set, learning a ton. Did not expect it to be a 12. We're going on a 10-hour day, but I feel like it's going to be a 12. Right now, I am sitting with superstar Courtney Gains. If you've ever seen Sweet Home Alabama or Criminal Minds, both great. I'm not even being sarcastic. I like both those movies. He has been in them both. He has tons of experience, and he's going to tell you how to survive, or how he has survived Los Angeles. Courtney?
Oh my God.
Did you like that intro, man?
That was a hell of an intro, dude. Let me ring the bell on that.
Oh my God.
You mean how long I've been working, or how long I've been in Los Angeles?
Well, dude, it's one of the rare things. Like, I think what a lot of people don't realize is not everybody is from here, but you are born and bred here.
I'm a native.
And how long have you been acting for?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 plus actually. Yeah.
That is impressive. What has been keeping you going this whole entire time?
The need to survive.
Mm-hmm. But was it always your dream to be a bit why did you get into acting?
It's a really silly little story. So when I was in grammar school, I was in this after school program where all the roughneck kids were, and this one woman named Miss Gardner, who was a great influence in my life, got us to do theater. And the first theater we did when I was 10 years old was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then I started out as a dwarf and ended up being the prince because the other guy didn't want to kiss the girl. And then when I went out there on those boards, it felt like home. I don't know how else to explain it. And then when I kissed her and she came to life and the crowd applauded, I was hooked. Hooked, lined, and sinkered, my friend. It was on.
What keeps you going?
The work itself. You know what I mean? The need to find the truth in a scene and make it work. Yeah. That is what keeps you going. And there's something about being on set. It's like there's something special about being on set. There's always a buzz. Even if I go on somebody else's set to watch their show, it's like there's just sort of energy, that you can feel in the space. It's like it's a bit addicting that way.
And how does one become an actor?
My God. What? You mean how do you become a good actor, or how do you become a working actor?
Well, I feel like
what question are you asking?
Because people see movies and they're like, I think I want to be an actor. But how do they do it? For people who don't live in Los Angeles, who want to become an actor, or even people who live in Los Angeles who just haven't made the leap yet.
Right, okay. The basic steps are get in a good class and learn your craft, and that takes time. It can take years, and then once you think you're ready to do that, then you start looking at finding an agent or a manager. You look at doing student films as a way to start getting tape on yourself and getting experience doing local theater. Under 99 seat theater in LA and like that, and then you start going after jobs when you feel like you're actually ready to get out there. And my advice to people always is, doors can open easy the first time, but if you're not ready, they won't open so easy the second time. So don't get out there until you know what you're doing.
And I feel like a lot of people feel like they always have to get a manager or have to get an agent. Is that true?
There's no perfect answer. There's no perfect rule for anything. Nowadays with YouTube and all of that, if you can get yourself going and become an influencer, you can get work like that. There are lots of influencers now who get paid better than I do to be in things because they have a fan base. So now YouTube has become, and the internet has become an opportunity for people to build their own fan bases outside of the Hollywood structure, if you want. I'm a bit on the old school side of that, but there's totally different rules out there than there was before.
And what is a big misconception about being an actor? Because I think a lot of people they see the glitz and the glam and they're like, oh, that's not that hard.
Well, that's the appeal to it. Certainly, like somebody wanting to be somebody wants to be a superstar in sports or whatever. Yeah, of course, the fame, the fortune, the women, the lifestyle. That's what everybody gets. That's not what everybody. That's what sort of people get sucked into, or what gets sort of pushed out there. But whether it be a great athlete or a good actor, there's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of time, a lot of preparation. It doesn't just happen by mistake.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are in their own head, or they're scared to go after what they want. What do you kind of have to say about kind of staying focused and not listening to that that voice in your head that says you can't do it?
I tell my son this all the time, don't compare your life to somebody else's highlight reel. I think that's really good advice. You know what I mean? It's like, when you're looking at somebody's highlight reel, it all looks like that's, all the good. It's always just all the good all the time, blah, blah, but it's not, there's highs and lows to everything. There's no guarantees in this gig. There is no guarantees, and you're going to face a lot of rejection as well. So if you're not ready to deal with that, then it may not be the right thing for you. But if you have to do this, that's why as people get older, they're always like, if you don't have to do this, don't do this, because it's a long road. It's not an easy road, it's a long road. But if you have to do this, then you do it. You do it hook or crook,
How easy is it to get bitter about the industry once you've been in it for so long? And like you said, you face a lot of rejection and highs and lows.
That's a great question. I think that it's something that you have to actually be really conscious of, because otherwise it can and probably will happen if it doesn't go, quote unquote, the way you want it to all the time. For me, this is how I've learned to look at it over the years. This industry is you could say a battle between creativity and commerce, right? Mm-hmm. So, because the movie industry it's an industry. It's about the ultimate goal is to create this product that then creates money, right? But that may not always be fulfilling to the actor or the artist. So
we don't have that much trash.
No, you're good.
What I'm saying with that is that the industry is not responsible for fulfilling you creatively. That's not the industry's job. If you take jobs to get paid, you take those jobs to get paid, and that's okay. But you can find, you can put up a show or put up a play or do a short, or things that are, that are dear to your heart as well. And I think it's important to do that when you find yourself getting stagnant or, uninspired. It's up to you to find a way to inspire yourself and do something else. It does, like I said, you can't count on the industry. And then every once in a while something great comes along and you do some big show or whatever. Like I did a miniseries, Texas Rising, that came out a couple years ago. That was incredible we shot it down in Mexico, and the sets were like the greatest sets I'd ever seen, and hundreds of extras. It was incredible. It was epic. And those things, make it really worth it,
Yeah. And we talked about advice for beginner actors, but what about for people who've been in the industry a while? What advice would you give those people?
I wouldn't give them any advice, to be quite honest. I mean, who am I to tell somebody else who's been around a long time what to do? I just think to last a while, like maybe I have, is I think you have to reinvent yourself. Every 10 years or so, you have to look yourself in the mirror and go, okay, who am I now? What do I look like now? What kind of work is out there for who I look like now? And then gear yourself up to be ready to do that kind of work.